Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, my big question of today is, do you think XRP will be alive in the next 5 years? If you think so, or if you don't think so, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's get into our issue of today. So, it's been quite a controversial day with a lot happening for XRP. And it primarily all comes back to this Forbes article that was created earlier today by Thomas Siliker. It reads XRP Ledger Foundation, the next step of decentralization? And it is basically about the XRP Ledger Foundation that has been created. Now, after that article, and after a lot of people looked into it and read into it, some other articles were made, like this one right here by Alex Dovnia, whatever. Ripple is still committed to developing XRPL, according to a spokesperson for the XRP Ledger Foundation. Why is he saying that? Well, XRP Ledger Foundation denies rumors about Ripple abandoning XRP. Because, yes, guys, a lot of people were afraid right now that with this foundation, Ripple was going to be getting their hands out of the game and letting go. So, I've read multiple different theories from people, multiple different ideas, and I myself could also come up with some different ways to see the issue. Now, one of the most, I guess, claimed things that Ripple did that I saw out there was that they were getting cold feet. They were getting more and more concerned over XRP being a security, and since they didn't want to see Ripple go down all the way to the ground, they wanted to distance themselves from being kind of supporting that currency or being the thing connected to it. Because right now what we're seeing is that the claims for XRP being a security, well, they're all based on Ripple being everything for XRP and them having a real direct connection. Ripple, and again, I think it's a very smart strategic move. Ripple here placed a lot of those questions in like a doofpot in Dutch. I don't know the English word. Like it's in a jar in which you will never get heard about again. If you guys, oh, there's a mosquito. If you guys know, you know. And by doing that, all the allegations now they're like kind of gone, right? Because think about this one. You can never claim again that XRP would not survive without Ripple, because the way they've built it now, XRP doesn't at all need Ripple anymore. At first, a couple years ago, of course, it was needed for consensus because Ripple had too many validators in the UNL. Right now, Ripple, you can actually make a pretty good UNL yourself if you want to without Ripple inside. It will all work perfectly fine. And I don't know what the foundation has in their UNL, how much of it is Ripple. But at least, again, you don't really need Ripple anymore for anything concerning XRP. Of course, it's in our best interest, and for Ripple as well, for them to still always be involved. But the idea is quite clear that it's not necessary. And they just kind of put another little, I guess, added bonus on top of it by just giving it all away by saying, hey, you know what? We're not even the ones responsible for creating all these changes in XRP anymore either. We don't really. You can see we're two completely separate entities. Maybe they're also doing this to help out with that distinction making between XRP and Ripple. Because right now there's XRP and the XP Foundation. They are together, and Ripple is a completely different entity, a payment company, right? They also utilize XRP, but they're not the ones doing everything. I just think it's very smart. So a little bit more about that part was explained right here, because some guys were wondering, like Sam I am, what's the structure going to be looking like? Because I can understand how you would think that this is stepping back from XRP. Now, even though that is not the case, I can see where you guys are coming from. So Sam I am asked a couple of days ago on Twitter, Nick, right? Nick Bugalis, you guys all know him. Are you and the team moving to the foundation, or are you going to be remaining at Ripple? I'm wondering how the mechanics are going to work here. Nick replied and said, the Ripple C++ team is staying in place at Ripple and will continue to contribute to build on XRPL. All right, so it doesn't necessarily mean that Ripple is all the way gone. They've just added sort of an intermediary, in my opinion, to fool the regulators, fool the legislators into kind of a false security of it not being a security. That's an inception right there, but yeah. But in the end, though, He says, I see it similar as to how Intel employs entire teams of engineers to contribute code to the Linux kernel, which is a project under the auspice of the Linux Foundation. So they see it like the XRP Foundation is basically going to be the main entity for XRP now. However, Ripple can still send all their developers, or still some developers, or still some money for example, to help out with that, even though it's not officially, again, done by them. Now, what I was wondering about, which we didn't really get answers from, is where does most of the money come from in the future? Because we have a small answer, right? Let's go on. Is the XRP LF and it's seemingly leading the future development of XRPL an indication that Ripple is not as invested in the future of XRPL any longer? And again, that's not the case at all. They confirmed that. A better question though, $6.5 million is a lot of money and a clear indication of engagement. But it is only a fraction of the non-circulating supply of XRP Ripple has access to. So by logic, most to gain, most to lose, promise of Ripple still stands. And the XRP LF is an added promise to third-party developers. The XRPL is still being maintained and used by Ripple, but they're handing off even more control in a decentralized effort. What I'm wondering about is the money part. Right, I'm still worried about the money part, and I still don't understand. So, if you're wondering for me, is this a very good addition to everything? I would say definitely so. This is actually a very good step in the right direction, giving themselves sort of a free ticket out of all the problems. Ripple just saved themselves a whole lot of trouble down the road further by making this small change. Because yes, it's rather small if you start to think about it a little bit further. Because what have they actually done? Well, let's say this whole venture came from Ripple themselves, right? Let's say that is so. Again, I don't really know, but let's say it is. Basically, what they just did is take one of their one of their under parts, like one of their parts of the company, and made it a separate entity. However, they're still connected with each other. It's just now officially a separate entity. They just came out and said, "Hey, this is the entity that actually does all this stuff." Right? It could still be exactly the same people, theoretically speaking. However, now it's a separate entity. And still they got so much kind of pressure off of their heads by doing that. That's a freaking 1,000 IQ move. I don't even know. All right. Then there's more about decentralization and the UNL. You plan to publish a UNL, that's a unique note list, and have transparent criteria for selection and performance. Does changing UNL not come with great risks of forking the network? Since one of our core values is to act in the best interest of the XP ledger, yada, yada, yada. Again, you can see more about that part. It's not that interesting, though, as I think most of this stuff is already known and really not that much of an issue, I think. Also, what some people were wondering about, which I also have yet to answer myself, is more stuff surrounding Pay ID and how this is all going to be integrated with each other. And actually, one thing I would wonder more as well is Spring. Because if you think about it here, right? Spring is funded by Ripple, coming out of the XRP escrow money, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's 500 million, I believe, from escrow that they took for that. And now we're talking some numbers, but the big numbers, the 50 billion XRP, nobody's really touching on that. So I'm wondering here, Spring is for XRP ecosystem. XRP Ledger Foundation is for XRP ecosystem. Ripple does some things for XRP ecosystem. Are those the only three entities that can spend money, if you guys get me, or at least spend money on XRP? Are those the only three? And also, what if Spring runs out of money? Will Ripple just send them more money? And what if the foundation needs support in terms of money for something? Will that just come out of escrow because the XRP are, theoretically speaking, or actually no, literally speaking, made for ecosystem? Or how's that going to work? I don't know if I should say ecosystem or development. You guys get me, though, what I'm trying to say with that. Just everything surrounding XRP is what the money is literally for, right? Because otherwise, why would it be there? Yeah, I don't really... I'm thinking about that for a little while. I think those answers are really important, but I think we got to figure it out together. And we get more and more info. One of the good pieces we got today is that Ripple has not disbanded anything, and they're coming out for all these changes. So I really, really, really like that. But if you're still having any other thoughts and questions, read this whole report. Right? It's going to be very difficult for me to go over every single question and answer because it would take another 30 minutes to do that. But I recommend you guys to check it out. It is pretty cool. I'm actually going to leave it at that, guys. Just wanted to quickly go over this. I have some more stuff to talk about, but I want to prepare it a little bit better before I do get into it. So if you guys enjoyed this one, just make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And also, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this situation. Do you think Ripple made a smart move or a dumb move or what? What do you think they did? Let me know. I'll see you guys again in another crypto video.